You know what I don't understand, Andy? Why do they call it the MacBook Air? It's not like it was a mistake. Get it? Error? MacBook Error?
Okay.
It's been one of their most successful products ever. They should call it the MacBook Success.
Or MacBook Correct.
Yeah, MacBook Correct. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Apple Silicon MacBook Air. And it's been a couple hours since I unboxed the Apple Silicon Mac Mini, and already Anthony has been working on putting together our Linus Tech Tips review, and he says, and I quote, "Impressions so far are pretty good." That is a good sign. Now, of course, what we don't know yet is if the MacBook Air, whether for thermal reasons or power reasons or any other reason, might be a little bit lesser than the MacBook Mini. But we are certainly going to be finding that out for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's available in pretty much exactly the same configurations as the other devices, so we went for the 8-core CPU, 8-core GPU.
The base model does not have like 8-core GPU.
Oh, it's 7-core, isn't it?
Yeah.
So sorry, there is a base model with a 7-core GPU. 16 gigs of RAM, so you can have 8 or 16 gigs of RAM, not 32, because the whole thing is integrated together into one tight little package. We've got 512 gigs of storage, and of course, a US keyboard layout. This is it. It's a 13.3 inch display. Hold on, let's have a look at what else is in here. We've got a Type-C to Type-C charging cable, all nice environmentally friendly packaging. Hey, look at that. We still get a power adapter. Hey, even this is mostly paper. Very nice. They don't wrap all the chargers in plastic anymore. There's one little plastic bit at the end here, more of a sticker than a plastic. That is awesome.
Is that a charger?
Yeah, it's a charger, man. What a concept. How many Apple logo stickers do I get though? I only got one with the iPhone 12. Hey, there you go. You buy the MacBook, you get two. See me, I don't think that Apple put big enough logos on their devices. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna fix that for them, okay? Here we go. There we go.
Sure.
What do you think, Dbrand, are they gonna hire me to put stickers on things? I'm a professional sticker putter on her now, it's official.
Press Command F5 now to turn it on and set up your Mac.
Triple
If you would
click
like to
Touch
learn how
ID.
to use VoiceOver to set up your Mac.
Accessibility shortcuts. Use the tap.
Why am I, wait, what? Okay, whatever, I'm Canadian. One of the things I'm expecting to be most remarkable about the Apple Silicon Macs is how unremarkable the experience is the majority of the time. I had really hoped that Apple would go more aggressive with the first Apple Silicon devices, like, you know, really change up the ID, do something out there. But it kind of makes sense that they would stick with something more conservative, because that way they'll know, okay, how are customers receiving this whole Apple Silicon concept versus how are Apple's receiving our new slim bezels or something along those lines. Touch, just bring it back to the phones. Just bring it back to the phones. We all want it back on the phones. Andy, do you want it back on the phones? Yeah, me too.
On the side button.
Or the logo at the back, it doesn't even matter, just somewhere. You know what drives me crazy? Every freaking Apple device has this True Tone display part of their setup process, and you can see what the display looks like without True Tone. You can't disable it! I always have to go manually disable it after. I don't like True Tone. We're so close to a MacBook with a touchscreen. That's one of the biggest things that's made it impossible for me to daily drive these things, is I've gotten very accustomed to having a touchscreen on my laptop. And like the iPad Pro is like almost there, but it's running iOS, or iPad OS, excuse me. And now the MacBook Air is almost there. It's got the keyboard, it's got the battery life, it's got the beautiful screen, but it doesn't have the touchscreen. They make two devices that if I could just smush them into one, could actually be extremely compelling. Like, what are they quoting? Something like 18 hours of battery life while playing back video on this thing?
Yep.
Flippin' crazy. Honestly, Andy, I'll tell you, one of the most interesting perspectives that I've heard on the new Apple Silicon MacBooks is that maybe it actually doesn't matter what the performance is like in x86 application X or, you know, legacy developer tool Y. Maybe it doesn't matter at all because the vast majority of people just use their laptops pretty much like a Chromebook anyway, which is why Chromebooks exist. And if you did everything within a browser, there is absolutely no reason that this device couldn't provide a perfectly great user experience. Andy, can you help me with this? How do I make this full screen without like making it completely immersive mode?
Press option and then press the green button.
Why is that not the more default behavior? Why wouldn't it be like option green button for this like stupid, I can't see.
Multi-finger to swipe between pages.
I don't know. Maybe that's just a personal discomfort, not being able to see the dock or the menu at the top. I can't do it. It makes me really uncomfortable. Here we go. Oh, a little bit of chug there. Honestly, that's not bad for running in a browser though. Like, let's be realistic. Now this is a pretty light 3D application, but what I like about it is that it's very realistic. I would say that Pop-In looks like about what I would expect from a thin and light class notebook. It's not like amazing. It's not like, oh wow, I can't believe I've never seen anything like this before. But it's not bad, it's fine. Using significant energy, Safari. I wish you could just set it to never charge past 80%. It would last so much longer. You know how I mentioned so many people use their computers like a Chromebook? Honestly, for my laptop, I hardly ever touch anything outside of a browser. Like, I actually am one of those. Like, I'm trying to imagine an application that I would install. I mean, something like OBS. You know, I'll use my laptop for capture sometimes. Actually, that's something that I would love to know if I could do with this. Oh my God, this installation process is so stupid. Why do I have to drag the
It's
thing?
so simple.
Why do I have to do that?
It's so simple.
I already f***ing clicked on it. This is just unnecessary bullshit.
It's like after the drag, you install like you don't have to click through like the things.
Okay, yeah, sure, that's fair. But like compared to something like Ninite, where you have an unattended install on Windows, you just double click it, it's completely installed. Like what is this? Why have this at all? Like, you're right. You're right. There are aspects of it that are more painless than the Windows experience. But this is also just completely unnecessary, and we could just not have it. Who's this video brought to you by? This video is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped hooked us up with their new Performance Package Kit, which comes with a ton of stuff. Their new lawnmower waterproof trimmer with advanced skin-safe technology, which helps reduce nicks and cuts. Their crop preserver, ball deodorant. Their weed whacker nose and ear hair trimmer, and their new Shears 2.0 luxury nail kit. Just go to manscaped.com/circuit to get 20% off plus free international shipping. Plus, you'll get their Shed travel bag and a pair of their anti-chafing boxer briefs available for a limited time. So here's something that I would like do with a computer. Video, so let's change to 1920 by 1200, I guess. Let's just try X264 for our encoder and then get some reasonable bitrate, like 30 megabit. Normally we would go higher for like video capture that we're planning to actually use in a video, but I just want to see. I mean, we're running like, you know, it's non-native, right? Sort of. No properties available. Well, oh no, here we go. It was another system preference thing. It was just in the background. Okay, let's try this again. Woo! OBS. Hey, there it is! Just like that! Okay. Start recording. Nice, we've even got a CPU usage monitor doodad-a-majig down here. So what are we sitting at? Now, what I wonder is, does that mean 45% of the 4 high performance cores, or does that mean 45% of the entire 8-core CPU? How is that divided up? Very interesting. Where are these recording to, I wonder? 30 megabit? Oh yeah, that looks, oh right, we're using software encoding. Of course it looks fine. 45% of microphone sounds really good.
Performance cores, or does that mean 45?
That's like really good for just like a dumb array microphone built into, where is it even?
Interesting.
I don't know. I'll find it later. It's not terribly important for the moment, but both the microphone and speakers are impressive right out of the box. But then we already knew that. Man, the recent MacBooks have really good speakers.
The newer MacBook Air has slightly better brightness compared to the last gen.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think, what is it, 400 nit, something like that?
Versus like 350.
Yep. 400 nit brightness, so still not an HDR display by any stretch of the imagination, but who knows, as this Apple Silicon continues to evolve, we might gain more power savings there that can then be allocated to better backlights, or better yet, OLED, nice efficient OLED displays, and we'll finally get like good HDR on mobile. Well, that's pretty much it for first impressions anyway. So far, I mean, it's seamless. Even something as, you know, what I would consider to be niche, as like, you know, some rando open source screen recording software just worked. I'll leave it to I'll leave it to Anthony to try out some more like really random stuff though. Make sure you're subscribed to Short Circuit, and of course, make sure you're subscribed to Linus Tech Tips for the full review of this device.